three plenary sessions. I'd like to call upon stage the very first opening speaker of the day. Please welcome Mr. Indranil Das, Vice President of Ericsson. Indranil, if you could join us up here, please. Give a big hand to Indranil. Thank you and welcome to the Software Testing Conference.
My pleasure.
For me to briefly introduce Indranil, he's an engineering graduate in electronics from Jadavpur University, Kolkata. He has over 18 years in ICT industry, is a recognized leader with a proven track record. Indranil skillfully blends strategic thought leadership with execution excellence, has been in various leadership roles in defining global services strategy in organizations like PricewaterhouseCoopers, IBM, and is currently the Vice President, Head of CSI, ADM, and PMO Business at Ericsson Global Services Center in India. So with that, I'd like to hand over to Indranil, and my colleague will help you with running the show.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank
Do you
you
have a flipper with you? Do you need the flipper?
I don't need clipper because
Okay,
I don't
great.
have any presentation.
Okay.
Isn't that lovely?
Lovely.
So, good morning, everyone. It's great to see all of you here. And first of all, I'd like to thank QAI and ETI for calling me here. It's a pleasure and privilege to be here, talking to the leaders and experts in testing and quality. So in next 20-25 minutes, I am not going to focus so much on testing. I am going to focus a little bit higher up on the quality. And I was going through the website, and I really liked what is written there. So I kind of want to talk about this conscious quality. And what it says in the website, I'll just try to read it. Conscious quality, delivering value consistently, constantly, and continuously. Fantastic. Do we all believe in that? Right? And further it says, one of the toughest challenge seen is how do you get your people to think about creating and engineering quality in a conscious, continuous, and passionate way. Why consciousness? Because conscious effort to engineer quality means finding your passion and expressing your essential values through your work. Lovely. Like as if quality is in our blood, it's in our DNA. I don't know who came up with this. I must thank and admire that person. Like, it's very deep thought. And in this session, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to ask some questions about that. And the great thing about it, perhaps I don't have the answer. And that's why I have named it as Qs of quality, questions of quality. And the first question is, are we consciously or unconsciously conscious about quality? Or are we consciously unconscious about quality? Because if you see what's happening in today's organization, we all understand the need and the place of quality. And software testing is very, very important, very, very fundamental. And we really want to believe that we are all very, very conscious about quality. And we focus on, in our organization also, something called fast and flawless. That's the mantra. We believe that everything we do, we have to be best in that. And then we have a series of success. And then sometimes we see some failures. And when we see failures, what happens? It gets magnified. So if you are successful for 2 times, 3 times, and then you are failing once, it magnified 2 or 3 times. You nullify all your successes. So keeping that excellence bar high always is very, very, very difficult. Whether you are conscious, unconscious, doesn't matter. It's very difficult. And it's not about just any organization. I'll show you a video clip where you will see three best-in-class organization in the world, and they are known for their focus on quality. They are super conscious about quality, and how their failure is magnified. Those today, we remember those organizations for their success and equally for their failure. So can we play the first video clip, and then I come back and talk a little bit more about.
Engines throttling up, 3 engines working very carefully at the situation. Obviously a major
Organization, you believe quality is super important. Can you raise your hand? All of us we believe, right? It's fantastic. So again, whenever it's fixed, we'll play the video clip. You'll see some of these again. But if you see what's happening today in our organization, should we play the clip?
Yep.
Okay, just play it from.
Sorry. Yeah.
engines throttling up, 3 engines working very carefully at the situation. Obviously a major
they potentially have the best answers, so I know whose ass to kick.
So if you see these organizations, they are the best in class. They are known for their focus on quality. NASA, Toyota, BP. They're the pioneers in their field. And you see what happened here is actually very simple. Like some of the steps in a process was not followed properly. And it's a simple thing. It's like a O-ring in NASA or a brake pedal, some checks in Toyota. And see the impact. And if we look at our today's industry and our organization, we sometimes see a similar pattern. That some of the basic things are not done. What do we see in our organization sometimes? We all know testing is very important. Testing is a profession. Testing should be independent. We all believe in that. We all agree. But what happens in reality? Projects after projects, you will see sometimes the testing team independently not doing the verification. Who is doing the verification? The developers. Have you seen that in your organization? Yes? And what happens then? The developers only look for positive conformance. They don't try to crack the code. Their own code is their own baby. Why they should do that? And it bombs in the production. And we don't involve the testing team. We don't do that independent verification. And that's some of those things we take a shortcut sometimes, and that's what happened in these cases. They are the best in class, but somewhere it's compromised. And I'll ask some of the other questions, and I'm going to make a statement now. I believe in our organization, it may not be a generalized statement, but there are many pockets where we are consciously unconscious about quality. We are consciously unconscious about quality. It's a hard truth, and I'll just give you some sample example to prove my point, and see if you relate to this. And if you do, I want you to raise your hand after when I ask you to do so. Suppose you are running a project. How many of you are here project managers? Can you raise your hand? Oh, quite a few, but not a lot, which is great. I'm going to say something against the project managers now. Okay. So, if you are a project manager running a project, you get a call suddenly from your quality team one day saying that I am going and we are going to audit your project next week. So today is Thursday. I'm going to audit your project next Monday. What would be your immediate reaction? You will welcome it, right? That's fantastic. In reality, what happens? I've seen some of those cases. The project manager is very smart. Will say, no, I have a deadline on Tuesday. We have, and after that also there will be a lot of work. So let this milestone pass. I cannot do it now. We'll take it later. And then what happens? The quality team, they call their boss, the head of quality. Here the project manager is also smart, calls his or her boss. And then before the quality, it calls this tower leader. The tower leader calls the quality head saying that, look, we have a milestone, we'll do it next month. They agree, fine. So it's pushed back by 1 month. We are focused on the milestone, fantastic. Next month comes, this time quality team is even smarter. They have their head of quality calling the tower head saying that we promised next month is here, we'll do a quality audit now, we promised. And the project manager now gets a call from the tower lead saying that now we have to do it. We cannot push back so many times. There are some organizational norms, discipline. And then what happens in reality? For the first time, perhaps the project manager will open the quality manual, will open the procedures manual, will start looking at SOW, will start creating MOM and putting it in the portal, will start creating metric and putting it in the portal to be ready for the quality audit. How many of you believe this is, to some extent, the reality in our organization today? Anyone believes? Only very few, which is great to see. But I can tell you, I have seen organization where people started preparing for a CMMI audit just 3 months before the audit. And that was a hell of a preparation. So we do a lot of eye wash. We do a lot of lip service about quality. And so sometimes we do it for testing as well. And what happens, when some of these projects are having trouble, and we have a famous process called RCA, and invariably the RCA we highlight, you will see that we have not followed the stated quality process, testing process, verification process. And that's one of the main reasons for failure. You open any RCA, 80% of the cases it would be like that. So we have a big issue. And then what happens, actually, we blame it on quality, not as a team, saying that, no, actually we did not follow the quality process. And if quality were a human being with emotion, quality will feel very sad, neglected. When things go well, no one actually talks about quality. How quality processes are helping us. When things go wrong, quality process, testing process becomes the villain. Invariably. And if quality were a human being, quality would feel very sad, neglected. So I believe in our organization, we have an issue with the brand quality. We are not positioning quality the right way. We have not branding. We are not branding, or we have not branded the quality very well. And what quality has become today is very complex, bookish, and sometimes it's like a burden on project manager's shoulder. It's not welcomed. It's not welcomed. So we have kind of created a brand quality which is very complex, and no one wants to have it. It's not welcome. So I believe we have a problem with the branding. And you know what? This problem is going to be multiplied going forward. Why? Because the industry is changing. We do not have the luxury of making a release after 1 year, 1.5 years, or going live after 1 year or 1.5 years. Many complex projects we are signing up for today, we have 6 months of crash timeline, because that's the business need. And with the new framework coming like Agile, DevOps, it's making it more complex, more agile, it's like a release happening almost every week in a DevOps environment. Or it can be even every hour. So things are becoming more complex. And if we don't brand quality the right way, if we don't focus on the quality the right way, I think we are going to have major challenges in the organizations going forward. And talking about branding, I was thinking, like, what is a good analogy? And one day I was just having my lunch, and I saw my wife is trying hard to pursue my younger son, not to have chicken and mutton and just to have carrots, because carrots is good for health. And what would be the reaction? Like, carrot is good for health, and she is trying to convince in a way. And similar to what you see in this video clip. Can we play the video clip too? Like, that's it's a vitamin E rich and all this is good for health. We have to do it again? So how many of you will start eating carrot now? There's so much of health benefits after seeing this ad. We have made it very complex, very boring. Yeah, there are only few, only 2 persons out of 200 here, okay? 3, okay, fine. But see, the kids, they don't love this kind of lecture, right? It will hardly make a difference. And then I kind of chipped in saying that, no, you know what? I was telling my son that actually carrot is cool. And I remember watching a detective serial. It's called Karam Chand, and the detective Karam Chand was kind of eating carrots, right? And that was kind of that time I was at around the age of my son, and I thought carrot is cool, but only for a few days. I stopped eating carrot after a few days. And incidentally, after that, I was visiting US, and I saw that there are a kiosk of carrots, and some of the kids are going and actually they are eating carrots there. Baby carrots. And then I looked at it, I saw a name of the company called Bolt House. So what Bolt House has done, so Bolt House is a company which is 90 plus years in the business. And they are in the business of supply chain in a way, supplying carrots from the farming to taking it to the market. And they have been doing that business all along. They have been pretty successful, but their growth is stagnated. They're very steady business. And then in 2008, Bolt House got a new CEO who came from a CPG background, consumer product goods background. That person used to work for Coke. And he came and he said, we have to think it differently. The way we advertise carrot, the way we kind of think about our supply chain, that's not good enough for our business. We cannot grow the business by that. We have to rebrand. And they created a rebranding and marketing campaign called Eat Them Like Junk. Because Americans love junk. We also love junk. Because I will tell you, my younger son will not eat carrot, but will eat a potato chips. But what if we repackage the baby carrots as like a potato chips type, right? We rebrand it, we make it cool, we make it attractive. Then what happens? And see how they have rebranded here. Bolt House, how they have rebranded the same carrot.
Now in chic junk food packaging.
Now in futuristic junk food packaging.
High school is encouraging kids to get food out of the vending machine because that machine has baby carrots in it.
Now some schools are finding a new way to dump the junk.
Carrots! Baby carrots! Baby carrots! Extreme, impossible, stunt! Baby carrots! Baby carrots! Now in extreme junk food packaging!
see the previous one and this one, and they launched this PR ad somewhere around 2010. By 2030, they were growing up to 2010 at a rate of 2 to 3% per year, because people have carrots and all these are fine, it's healthy. But the moment they did it, within next 3 years, by 2013, their sales just doubled, 100% growth, because it becomes it became wanted. People welcome, like they are eating them like junk food. And no other thing changes, just the wrapper, just the marketing. It's the same carrot. So I believe, similarly, we need to think about quality and position quality the right way in our organization. We have to brand quality the right way. We cannot have quality such complex and boring and kind of a burden on our shoulder. We should wear it under our sleeve. Like a very important thing, it's in our DNA, it's in our blood, it's in our passion. How do we do that rebranding? I don't know. That's why I say it's a cues of quality. I don't know that answer. It's a question. Perhaps some of you already do it in a way. Perhaps in your organization, you see that we have already done that transformation, where quality is central to everything we do, not like somewhere there in the manual. Perhaps it's simple, perhaps it's welcomed. If you know the answer, I'll be more than happy to get your answer, and I'll be the first one to take it back to my company, my organization, and implement it. And that rebranding needs to happen for our own sake, for our own journey forward. With the compressed timeline, with the rapid prototyping now becoming DevOps, agile ways of working, we need to be much more conscious about quality. We cannot be consciously unconscious anymore. We have to keep it simple and stupid. You have heard KISS, right? Keep it simple and stupid. We cannot make it so complex and boring. But I'll tell you another KISS. I would say keep it simple and sexy. Rebrand quality and think in a different way, where quality becomes fundamental, where project managers, the team who are working with their software testing, verification, quality, and the project managers then welcome rather than pushing back the quality team when they try to do audit, because it's fundamental. And that will only happen when we rebrand quality, we start thinking quality in a different way, not the way we think today. And I'm sure through this conference, or over the next 2 days, you will go through many things, many fantastic papers, views from the co-panelists, and I'm sure somewhere we'll get the answer, and I'm hopeful. And if you get the answer, please let me know, because I'm looking for that answer. Thank you so much.
Hey, thank you. Check, yeah. Thank you, Indranil. That was a lovely opening and quite a different. Would you like to pose any questions to Indranil? Anybody? You know, it was not for a change technical presentation. That's good for the conference opening, frankly. I can't thank you enough, but if any interactions on the floor you'd like to have with Indranil, please raise your hands. We'll reach a microphone to you. Okay, great. Another round of applause. Thank you so much, Indranil. Thank